Welcome to And I Like Large Parties. Join me as I chat with amazing women business owners in the events industry, some that I've worked with and some that I can't wait to work with. We'll be sipping cocktails while discussing their passions, hurdles, and accomplishments. You're going to love it. Thanks for listening. So today I'm sitting down with Nikki Marshall. She is the owner of Cake to Crumb Sweets. She's an amazing, amazing baker. I've seen her cakes firsthand. And you do cupcakes and cookies and all kinds of sweets. So I'm so happy to have you on the show.
Thank you. Thank you for this opportunity.
Yeah. Like I said, we've worked together a few times, but I don't feel like we've really had a chance to sit down and get to know each other personally like this. So I'm glad for that.
Yeah, I was going to say, day of events, it's always just a mad dash.
It is. Go, 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 go. You say hi and you keep it moving. Yeah. Okay. So why don't we start by you telling folks how they can find you if they're looking for you? So social media handles, website, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. So I'm on Facebook and Instagram, Cake to Crumb Sweets. I have a website at www.caketocrumbsweets.com. That's how I generally want all my inquiries to come in, is through there. I will respond to Facebook messages, but I usually just try and always get people to come to the website.
Yeah.
That's where I am.
Okay.
That's where you can find me.
Yeah, no, great. Today we're drinking some Sauvignon Blanc, which is a nice, crisp white wine on this summer day. It's not too hot out. We were just saying that there's actually a breeze. So that's a good thing since we're sitting outside. Because this is Conversations and Cocktails, I want you to think about a drink. It can be a mocktail even. It can be a coffee and iced tea. Some drink that you feel embodies who you are, what you bring to your business, or just the whole vibe and aesthetic of your business. So I'll give you some time to think about that. And then at the end of the episode, we will revisit that and you'll have a chance to tell us what that is.
Okay.
Okay? No pressure. All right. So why don't we start at the beginning? Okay. Tell me how you got into the baking business. What is the origin of Cake to Crumb Sweets?
I think it pretty much started, my mom asked me to make cupcakes for my grandmother's 80th birthday. This was been at least 8 years, I want to say. She didn't want to make anything, so she asked me, and me being me, I was like, if I'm going to do this, I looked up some videos on YouTube. I was, watching decorating videos, and my first cupcake, it was a cupcake venture, and my first ever experience was trying to decorate flowers. I dove right in. I was like, if I'm going to do it, let me just do it. They did not turn out that great. But of course, everyone said they were beautiful. But I don't know, everyone said they tasted really good and they were really pretty. And so I felt pretty good about myself. And then I kind of just, little by little, was like, I'll just keep doing this as a fun side thing. And I liked it. And I was like, this was fun, even though it was stressful. And I felt pressure, even though it was just for my grandmother. I was like, I enjoyed making them in the process. So I kind of just wanted to, like I said, keep doing it. I was working full-time at a restaurant. I was a server, bartender, and I also managed a little, but that didn't last very long because I was like, that's not for me. I'd rather just serve and bartend. But was doing that, and I would bring in my sweets to coworkers to get them to taste test, and every time I brought something in, everyone was like, this is so good. And when I first started doing this, I didn't even touch cakes for probably the first 2 or 3 years, I want to say.
So you were just doing cupcakes?
I was just doing cupcakes. Okay. And maybe some drop cookies or brownies, that kind of thing. But cakes terrified me. So I was just doing cupcakes, and then I would start getting, eventually after, a couple years of just doing that, and then bringing stuff into work, and that was a great way to tell people that I was doing it, because I was working with a bunch of people, and then I was also communicating with clientele in the bar. I don't know, eventually I started getting a couple people asking, if I would make cakes, and then I was like, yeah. I was like, I've never made one, it'll be my first, and my first cake, not the greatest, but again, you learn.
You have to start somewhere.
Yes, definitely. So yeah, that was kind of what started it all. I always say, my grandmother turning 80, my mom didn't want to make anything, so I like to kind of thank her for starting the process, I guess. And little by little, over the years, I grew, and my name got out there more, and I ended up just cutting out days of the restaurant. And then I think, now I'm just doing it full time. This will be year 2 or 3, I want to say, that I left Two Stones. That's where I used to work, Two Stones Pub. But the last like year or two that I was there, I was probably only ever there like 1 or 2 days because I was too busy doing this.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's awesome.
I just decided to cut the cord finally.
Mm-hmm. What was the design of the first cake that you had to make? Like, what did they ask for?
I think it was just a very basic. Is it bad that I don't even remember? The first cake I ever did to practice was just a very basic white cake. It had like a purple border around the top and bottom. Mm-hmm. It was a little lopsided, not smooth at all. One of the first cakes I think I remember getting asked to do was for a friend. It was like an LOL dolls cake. Mm-hmm.
My daughter was big time into LOLs years ago.
It was...
How do you go from the, artisan-looking cakes that you are producing now? How do you go from that first lopsided cake to what you're producing now? I mean, is it a lot of practice? Did you take classes?
No, I never.
Do you have an art background?
Nope. I'm totally self-taught. Wow. I never went to school for it. I took some college courses, but I was like, back in the day, I was thinking I was going to be like a psych major.
Right.
So, I'm just totally self-taught. I watched a lot of like YouTube videos. Okay. And just, watching videos on social media, lots of trial and error. Hating like my products, like not hating, but just like, oh my God, am I ever going to get better? Like, and you just learn tips and tricks along the way, things that work, just a lot of trial and error for sure.
Well, what you produce now is just, it's phenomenal.
Thank you.
It's
really
amazing. Let's talk about taste. Because I've been at a lot of parties, the cake comes out, it's gorgeous, and then you taste it, and it's a letdown. So, and I know for me, there has to be a balance. If I'm going to buy a cake, I want it to taste good, but also look great. Yeah. But I feel like sometimes people are about the look. As long as it looks great, the taste doesn't really matter so much.
I will say,
how do you make sure that your cakes, was that also, I guess the question I'm asking, was that also a trial and error process for you? Making them really taste good as well?
Yeah, so I definitely messed around with some recipes. You do hear people say like, oh, this cake was gorgeous, but it tasted like crap. Right. And then some people are like, well, if it looks good, I don't care. Right. But I always am like, well, I want both. Like, why can't you have both? Yeah. So, I found recipes that worked for me. Mm-hmm. And then, again, just modifying them, tweaking them here, learning when to, it's a lot of, I don't have any kind of like business background or like I said, I didn't go to school for this. So it's just been learning everything on my own. Mm-hmm. I feel like, a lot of times, depending on the detail of the cake, like I always wonder, I'm like, how long have they been working on this? Like, you see like a 6-tier cake or something. Like, did they start working on this cake like a week ago? Like, would it still taste good? Yeah. I don't know. I try and bake everything in a couple of days beforehand. I don't like to freeze unless I absolutely have to. Okay. And I have, just to test it, like I've frozen cake layers and then I've left them in the freezer for like a few months and taken them out and thawed them, and they do still taste really good. Like, I wouldn't know, but I don't generally like to do that unless I absolutely have to. And
so you're making everything fresh?
Yes.
Gotcha.
If I had to do that, I would always want to communicate it with the client. Just, yeah, I bake fresh, and, there are certain flavors that I think hold up better than others. Sure. So just have more time to work on things.
Baking is very scientific to me. I can take a piece of chicken and I don't need a recipe. Yeah. I know what flavors go well, and I can add some paprika and onion powder. Like that comes naturally to me. Yeah. But a cake or baking just in general, there's a lot of chemistry involved in it. And that takes it to a whole nother level that I'm not interested in. So I'm a Betty Crocker, like box cake kind of gal. So when people that are in this niche of the event space, bakers, when you guys are able to produce something that looks so gorgeous, it almost looks like, sometimes things are defying gravity, and how are they even on this cake? And then also tasting delicious. I just think that's like a tremendous talent to be able to do that.
Yeah. Well, thank you. It's difficult. Like I said, my husband cooks, he cooks dinner all the time. So he's always like, yeah, you do that. Yeah. I'll do this. But yeah, you definitely have to. You can't just like be willy-nilly with the baking powder and the baking soda.
No. It makes a huge difference. Yeah, it makes a huge difference. I think I was making banana bread recently, and it was like a no sugar added banana bread.
Okay.
And I don't know I forget what the substitute was for the sweets. It was the pits, and I wound up tossing it. But anyway, I did mess up. I think it called for a certain amount of baking soda, and I used baking powder instead. And I'm like, what's the big deal? But it does. It affects the texture and the rise and just everything.
See, this is where I feel like
stressful.
a bad baker, because since I didn't go to school and take classes, I don't fully understand the science behind some of those things.
Sure.
I just know.
But you know what to do.
Yes.
Exactly.
And then I always think about the people who live in like higher altitudes and like they have to like compensate.
Yes.
And add more baking powder or soda. I don't even know.
It is a science. It really is.
So.
Okay, so you're doing cakes full time. How are you advertising your services?
That is one thing that I don't feel like I'm very good at.
I feel like all of us, when I talk to folks and I do some reflection of my own, that marketing piece, that selling yourself aspect of running a small business is always a challenge. So what are some challenges that you're facing? What are some things that you're doing that you think work for you? What are some things you might want to do?
Well, as far as advertising, I guess, I mean, like I said, I post everything on Facebook and Instagram. I, try and engage mostly that way, I guess. I post on the MOT page, and that's probably one of the better ways I would say I advertise, I guess. I'm terrible on social media, which sucks, because nowadays that's like you have to be very present.
You do, which is a struggle.
And and it's exhausting.
It is.
Like, I'm easily overstimulated, and I struggle with anxiety, and so it doesn't take much to just kind of but I try and do my best. Reels, it took me 40 minutes. I don't know if you saw the reel I posted yesterday on a cake.
I wasn't on much yesterday.
40 minutes to do an 8-second reel, and I'm just like, oh my god, is it worth it? Like, I don't know. I just do my best. Like I said, I think I have a pretty good following.
Yeah.
And my clients, they're so amazing. They recommend me as much as
that
possible.
Word of mouth.
Yes.
Yeah.
And not being in the restaurant anymore, that is one thing that sucks about that really bad, because I definitely lost that extra just
that audience
people.
To tell people. Yeah.
But
I had do you know Heather? You know Heather, right? Nunnery, Delaware Female Creatives.
I've heard of her. I've never met her.
Yeah. Are you part of Delaware Female Creatives?
I'm not.
You should.
No.
You should join. Just go to her website, reach out to her, because it's a great resource, and you get to meet I've met a lot of industry people. Like, nice. When I started, that's how I met a lot of folks. So awesome. Anyway, I had her on recently, and she was talking about the value of taking a marketing class. She comes from a graphic design background, so that marketing component is kind of woven into what she studied in school, right? I mean, people hire her to do the graphic design, usually for a marketing campaign that they're launching. But she was saying, it is so valuable for small business owners to read a book on marketing, take a class, even if it's like an online seminar. So that's something that's been kind of rattling around in my head since I spoke with her.
Yeah.
Because like you, I don't do a whole lot of advertising past, just social media and someone knowing me and referring me, or you get repeat clients. So
yes,
I think that's a struggle for small businesses.
It is. And like I said,
we don't have a Nike budget, we can't run a multi-million-dollar marketing campaign.
No. I'd like to take classes. I would. But again, it's just finding the time, and then things cost money. And,
yeah, absolutely.
And I don't know. Like I said, sometimes I feel like I'm busy enough, like I'm happy with where I'm at.
Yeah.
So
food for thought. Is your client base mostly in Delaware?
Yes.
Or do you travel with the cakes? Like, how far are we talking?
I've only ever really traveled for weddings. Okay. Obviously. I feel like they're still mostly Delaware-based clients, but they might be getting married in PA or Maryland or somewhere. I don't have a ton of clients outside of Delaware. I don't really deliver except for weddings.
So people pick up the cakes from you?
Yes. I do offer delivery.
Oh, you do?
For a fee, depending. Sure. But it also depends on the day and other pickups. Yeah. So it just, there's a lot that goes into being able to deliver.
Right. You mentioned being on the Mott pages, and I mean, I don't much advertise, but I'm on those pages, so I see, it's I think I'm noticing there's a bit of boom, I guess, in the event space.
Oh yeah.
Right? So I started I shared my story. I was a teacher started doing this. So that was like 2020. Things open up, right? We're like past COVID. Okay, now we're all back doing stuff. There have been a ton of event decor rental businesses that have popped up in the last, I would say, 4 years. Okay?
Same with cake people. I
was getting to that, right? Especially, I think, in the last, 2 years, I'm seeing a boom in the number of event rental companies doing what I'm doing. We have similar items. We're in the same, geographic area.
Yeah.
I mean, I dare say there's an oversaturation down here.
Sometimes it feels that way.
Yes. And I see that when I look at the pages, like if someone's like, hey, I'm looking for a photographer, or hey, I'm looking for a wedding cake. And, there's 10 other bakers, and some of them I know, some of them I don't.
Yeah.
How do you contend with that? What makes your business stand out? Or how do you hope your business stands out?
I mean, you just hope and pray, honestly.
Yeah, right.
Sometimes
cross your fingers.
You have to be one of the first people to see it,
Gotcha.
which for me is always a flop because I try not to be on my phone all the time.
Okay.
I don't know. I mean, I send my info. I say, I'd love to talk if I have your date available. I'll always post, a couple pictures, and then sometimes you have clients or other people that will, second this. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of just, I don't want to say a crapshoot, but,
it's
you
the
just
Wild
kind of
West.
hope.
It is the Wild West.
Obviously,
sure.
pricing comes into play.
Yes.
I mean, I just saw a post. Someone was looking for, a sort of, I mean, it wasn't, a super elaborate custom cake, but it was, a heart-shaped cake, and they wanted it for, $50. And I was just don't tag me.
No.
I'm not your baker.
Yeah, I've had that happen, too, where someone's asking for something online, and I get a notification I was tagged, and I'm like,
yeah, I'm not your
no, thank you.
I'm not trying to sound like I'm crazy expensive, but I know the time and attention that I put into things, and ingredients are not cheap. They haven't been cheap for a while now.
I've seen people complain about the cost of butter and everything else.
Butter's actually gone down a little compared to 4 years ago.
Okay.
But not much, but it's better than nothing, that's for sure. And then there was the whole egg crisis,
yes.
whenever that was.
I do remember that.
So, I mean, I just, you lose people because somebody might not want to pay for...
Absolutely.
What they're
and
getting,
you have to be at peace
it's fine. And it took a while, but I got there, and, if I'm going to do something, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to make sure it looks how I would want it to look.
Yes. And you're being compensated for your time.
Yeah.
And
not
everything.
just your time, but ingredients.
Yeah, ingredients
and
all.
No one factors in, I feel the amount of time you spend just communicating before you even, start the actual project.
Oh, yeah.
And then you're also spending time, researching ideas and putting together a plan, depending on the cake.
Yeah. Let's talk about ideas. Pinterest. I talk about this a lot. So it's like Pinterest, right? Good, bad. I think there is some good, because it definitely gives folks ideas about what they want, or what color palette, what aesthetic.
Yeah.
Where it becomes a problem for me, and I think I'm going to go out on a limb and say it's probably true for you too, based on what you do. It's when they take something off of Pinterest and they share it with you as the inspo, and they're like, but the budget's $800. And you're like, yes, but what you just showed me, that's an $8,000 event decor budget that you're looking at. That's not $800. You're not getting any of that for $800. Yeah. So with cakes, do you find that to be a similar experience for you? They send you a picture of a cake and they're like, I want this beautiful cake. My budget is $150.
Oh, sometimes, definitely.
Okay.
And I think a lot of people just don't understand the amount of time that goes into making these things sometimes, and that, things are not cheap.
Yeah.
Some cakes can cost anywhere, depending on if you have to buy things for it, if you're using flowers or, anything. You can be spending anywhere between $50 and $75 or more, even just on ingredients and things for your cake, or more. Even like I said, sometimes if I get a cake topper and a nameplate, that's $20 to $25 right there. Your cake board that this cake is on, they can cost anywhere between $5 and $10, depending on the size. Yeah. So it's just people, and it's fine. And I try my best to just educate, just nicely be like, well, it's a little kind of. your budget's a little small, but
Yeah.
I do my best sometimes to try and work within it. Like if
Sure.
they have a budget, like I can show them less detailed options, or like, flavor also plays a role. Like if someone wants a vanilla cake with like a strawberry filling, like I'm now also spending like anywhere between $10 and $20 on strawberries to make your cake.
Mm-hmm.
And then I still have to make the filling. There's also the time it takes to make the filling.
Absolutely.
So and like I said, I think they just don't really know. They've never done it. When I started out making cakes, I would have never guessed that I'd be, end up charging a few $100s for a cake, depending, what it is or more. You learn as you go.
Yeah.
You realize that
And it comes down to when you want a custom cake, that's a luxury.
Yeah.
And if you don't have the budget for that, again, it's whatever. Like,
Exactly.
that's totally fine.
I always say I understand having a budget.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
I get it, but
Right, but you can't expect a custom cake if you can't pay for the custom cake, right? There are lots of other cakes that you can buy, or, like me, I'm a Duncan Hines box cake special, right?
Yeah.
So that's the hill I feel like that it's hard to kind of get over sometimes in talking with clients. They'll see something and it's like, hey, this is a luxury.
Yeah.
Having somebody design something for you, delivering it, like even furniture, right? Like if somebody wants furniture delivered,
they're taking the time.
That's right.
To do it.
That's a luxury for your
Yes.
party. So there's a cost that's associated with that. You can absolutely have a party without any of these things.
Yep.
But if you want these things, there's a cost associated with it.
Yeah.
Like you said, having those conversations and kind of getting to that point, I don't know.
Sometimes, it's hard. Like, I still feel like I struggle with pricing, and I'm
same.
not charging enough. Like,
I've gotten
there's
better,
cakes that
but-
I've done. I'm like, if I ever do this again,
Yes.
charging more. Like,
Yes.
I totally underestimated how long this would take.
Yes.
Or just,
Yeah.
it all factors in.
Yeah.
Like, but
For me, with event decor, someone will ask me for something, and if I don't have it, I have to make the judgment. Is this something that someone will ask me for again? Is this something that I can foresee making my money back on because I'm going to purchase this because it's going to be rented in the future? Sometimes it's a no because it's such a unique item that I really don't see a market for me, right? To be able to rent that out. And so that's when I have to say, I don't have that, but check with this person, that person. So
that's smart.
Yeah.
That's something I should probably
it's a
be
balancing
asking
act.
myself more often. Because half the time I never ask myself that, and then I'm just buying all these random things.
Right.
That,
Now you
I
have
haven't
these things
even
and you haven't
used.
used them. Yeah. So it is tough, but I think it aligns with that pricing, just looking at your expenses and that cost analysis that you have to do as a small business.
Well, that's one of the reasons I bought like a projector. That was one of my most recent, I guess, investments, you could say. I mean, it wasn't like crazy expensive. Me being not with the technology, I bought like, like it looks like something you'd find in like a classroom from the 1990s or something, like a projector that, that you just print the picture and you put it in like this thing and it like projects it down. It's not like one of those fancy ones that requires like a phone and an app or anything. But, but the reason I bought that is because I was hoping it would like eliminate maybe needing to buy as many like cookie cutters, for instance, because you could, instead of like having like the actual cutter in the shape that you would want, you could, get a plaque type cookie cutter and just like, project the image onto the cookie and then incorporate it into the theme that way.
Is that working out for you?
Yes and no. I mean, I just got the projector
So you're still working on
a
it.
few months ago, so I'm still kind of learning. And like, I also got it mainly to help me write on cookies because you would think with what I could do, I would have like the most beautiful handwriting ever. I do not. I need all the help in the world in that department.
Well, it sounds like a good investment then, because it's going to be able to help you. Moving
it has
forward
already. Like I've already taken a few orders that had a fancier font or just like cursive. That has helped.
So then it was worth it
so far.
Yeah. So it was worth it.
Like I said, I still need to get better. Like I said, because I haven't done a lot of writing, so it's it could be better, but we'll get there.
Yeah, you'll get there. Have you ever seen it in those groups? Have you ever seen someone post a picture of your cake and like say, "Hey, can someone make this cake?" And you're like, "That's my cake." Like I recognize it.
I don't think so.
Okay, that's
actually, I will say now that I don't remember the name of the business, but it was a couple years ago. I was like scrolling through and I saw a picture of one of my brownies, like decorated brownies that I used to do, that someone was advertising as their own.
No.
And I was like, I showed my husband, I was like, what do I do? Like,
yeah.
He's like, tell them. And because they were like, so I commented, I was like, could you please take this picture down?
Sure.
It's not your work. Or like, just say it's not your work, or at least, tell them where you got it from.
Yeah.
And they took it down. So, but that was the only time I think anything like that's ever happened.
How embarrassing.
I mean, I was flattered also. Because I guess that's
nice,
kind of flattering, but also.
How embarrassing. How could it just always floors me when I hear stories about what people do.
Well, I see a lot of people, I'm not saying like anyone around here, but because I do a lot of holiday promos, like for with cupcakes or like other things. But there'll be a lot of people that will use images they find on Pinterest, and like they won't say that it's not my work. Which, if you're gonna do it, at least have the decency to say it's not your work. Because I just feel like that's a little bit of like false advertisement.
Yeah, for sure.
It's never gonna look like that. You don't know that you're gonna be able to make it look like that.
Exactly. There's an etiquette to social media.
Yeah. Definitely.
It's you have to really make sure that you're giving folks their what's the expression? You're giving them their roses, their right?
Dues or whatever.
You are making sure that you are giving them their credit. Yeah. Down to, I've worked events where I'm providing X, Y, or Z, and there's a list of 25 vendors, and it gets, I have to literally like copy, like in my notes so that I can remember how many people were actually on this job, or take a screenshot of it so that if I ever post anything, that I make sure, because there's that etiquette. Yeah. You always tag all of the vendors.
You're always so good at that.
So I really try to, because I don't want to, I just don't want to leave anybody out, and I want to make sure that I'm doing what you're supposed to do in those situations and being fair.
How many times the woman that does my cake toppers a lot, L Collective, Liz, she, there's so many times I've like posted a cake. And this is why I say, I'm like, it's not like I'm just so bad about remembering this kind of stuff sometimes. Like, I'll post it, and then, like, I'll see she shares it to her story.
You're like, oh, that's
my
right.
God, I never tagged her. I feel so bad. I'll message her and be like, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Like, but, like, yeah.
Yeah, it's not intentional. It
never is. Sometimes I'm so behind on posting. Sometimes, just, again, being on social media is just such a hassle sometimes that, like, I just want to post it, get it over with, and then go about my day.
Yeah, it's hard. It can literally take hours in your day. Usually in the morning when I'm having like my coffee and my breakfast before I'm really starting my day, I will take a minute. It's more than a minute. I will take time to, what am I posting today? Because we live in this post or die kind of culture. If you are not, and it's noticeable.
Well, and now I feel like it's not even just post or die. It's like reels or these, like, or is that what they're called? Reels or die.
You have to be like, posting engaging
if you're
content.
Not posting videos now. It's like you post like a single, and that's all I ever do really. That's why, like I said, I was trying to dive into the reels, but if you just like post a picture, I feel like you're lucky. Well, I'm lucky if I get like 10 likes on it.
Oh, same. I love those
I don't
reels.
have a big following on Instagram anyway.
Same.
But
I love those reels where it's like me posting my reel today, to get 3 likes. Yeah, for the 3 likes.
And one of them's from your mom.
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah. My sister is the first one to like everything I post, and I love her for it. Yeah. It's just, it's so true. But that's when I carve out time. It's in the morning. Because it does take time and it's exhausting. But if you don't post, and it's noticeable. There are times where, like last week, my dad was having a health issue. So I was like up at my parents' house. Me and my sister were like, helping them get through all that. I didn't post anything for a whole week. Yeah. And I didn't realize it. Panic set in. Not only am I not on Instagram to see what is going on, so I'm missing people's posts. And announcements and what's happening, but then I didn't post anything. And it's like, oh my God, it's been 5 days since I posted. I have to post. There's that pressure. Yeah. And when someone is offline or off that grid for a week, you're kind of like, what's happening there? Yeah. So there's a lot of pressure.
And sometimes I get worried, like, to be, am I overposting? Like, not that hardly ever happens, but I'm always like, if I post more than like 1 or 2 things a day, like, are people going to get annoyed that they're seeing me in my feed and like unfollow me? Like, I have that fear. So I'm just like,
there's like a formula to it. And like, there are certain times of day that you're supposed to post.
Yeah.
I really haven't found much of a difference. So I kind of abandoned that. I would love to have a social media person.
Like a guru.
Yeah,
Like,
you know, I mean, you can hire these social media kind of marketing specialists, but at the same time, it's a control aspect. And this kind of goes into like hiring people, right? You get to the point where you are doing enough jobs where hiring someone to start to like lighten the load and take on some of those tasks is something that probably would help you actually grow your business and expand. But I have trouble giving up control.
Oh,
and I think I would have trouble giving up control of my social media.
Everyone always asks me, like, do you want, like, a bakery someday? Like, is that your goal? I'm like, no.
So you don't?
Absolutely not.
Let's talk about that. You're not interested in that.
I don't think so. I don't know. Because like you said, I think that I would just be too afraid of, like, nobody doing things up to, like, what I would, my standard.
Right.
No, or just, like, you're not, the buttercream is, you didn't do it right. Or, like, I think that I would have a really hard time letting go of the reins a little. Like, you have to do when
you do
own a business.
Yeah,
you have to trust people. And I don't want to say I have a hard time trusting people, but I feel like if I'm not the one there like doing it, then it might not go right.
Yeah. Well, you talk about anxiety.
Well,
I think about the anxiety that comes with if I ever had a team of people, which, I mean, that's goals. If I ever had a team of people doing a job, and I could do multiple jobs in a day if this were the case, they're off doing a job, I would be concerned the entire time while I was maybe off doing something else. Did that look the way that it was supposed to?
Mm-hmm.
The attention to the details that I try to make sure that I'm bringing to the table. And sometimes clients are like, are you going to be there? I'm like, yeah, I am the business. Yeah. Yes, I will be there. But if I ever get to a point where I'm not the person, I think that triggers a little bit of anxiety in me. Yeah. I would be concerned. Show me pictures. Show me the video before you pull out of that event venue because I want to see it,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. Okay, so a bakery.
It's just also, there's so many moving parts.
There are.
You have to hire people. You
do.
I mean, like I said, I didn't go to school for business, so I feel like I would just be totally lost, like not having a clue as to what I'd be doing, and like in that.
But you'll learn. But I think you're selling yourself short. Look at how much you have learned just in. You have no baking. You didn't go to school for it. You have no baking experience whatsoever, and you are producing these amazing, delicious cakes. You are selling yourself short. You would figure it out.
I mean, I'm sure I would. It's just whether or not
I know you would
want to have that extra stress in my life, because I already just like put myself under so much stress and pressure, and I think like I don't think I'd ever see my husband if I had like an actual bakery, because like even working from home, like there's like 10 or 12 hour days where I feel like I maybe said like 10 things to him, and I'm like, it's 9:00 already? Like, how did that happen? And, like, I haven't set foot outside. Like, I don't even know. So I can only imagine, like, having a full-on, like, bakery that it would probably just be so much worse. For a while, anyway.
I think that's the key.
And
for
I'm
a
not
while.
that young. And, I mean, I'm not old. I mean, like, I'm going to be 41. So I'm already, like, I think I'm just kind of, like, I don't want to say set in my ways, so to speak. But, so I'm kind of just happy just being able to, like,
do what you're doing. Yeah, that's fine.
Be a recluse a little bit.
Hey, I mean, it is what it is. Whatever's bringing you peace every day. Talk to me about just some challenges that you faced in being a small business owner.
I mean, I think just, learning everything from the beginning, and just you mess up, you have to throw things away, which sucks. You feel like you wasted time, ingredients, and money, but then you have to step back and be like, no, you're learning. Yeah. And just
giving yourself that grace is hard.
Challenges. I mean, just dealing with the pressure and the stress. I feel like, for a while in the beginning, I don't want to say I felt like I was in competition, but it has like that slight undertone. Oh, yeah. Just like, well, why am I not as good as this person?
Yeah.
Well, you've only been doing it for like 1 or 2 years. That's why. Like, and so I think you just have to like learn how to handle those kinds of emotions, and just, you have to be okay with probably not sleeping very well for a long time, or just working late, just things like that. But
you make your own hours, but the hours are long. Yeah, you can choose when you're going to work.
Yes,
which is nice. Yes. But when you are working, the hours are long.
Like I said, yes, there's been days. This past Friday was when I don't think I set foot outside until like 7:00 in the evening. I was just nonstop doing things. But
it's a lot.
Yeah.
Talk to me about some of your favorite vendors to work with.
Oh, vendors. I mean, I honestly haven't worked with I've worked with Leah from Party Heist now and Kathy from
Party Queen.
Mm-hmm. Done a few things for the Party Girls. I've also done a few things for Moments by Bella.
Yes.
They're all amazing. I mean, at what they do. I don't know that I'd say I have a favorite. Mm-hmm. I just, like I said, I feel like, and that was like another thing I think I struggled with. Like, I don't think I got contacted by any of them until 2 or 3 years ago at the most, I want to say, I guess. So I was just like, am I not good enough? Mm-hmm. Why? But I think it was just more, I probably was doing a bad job about getting my name out there.
Yeah.
So I'm always just super thankful and grateful anytime somebody like that asks me to do something for them.
Yeah.
They're all amazing. I don't know how they do what they do either, or you. Like, all the driving and just like, I only have to really worry about one thing, the cake. And then you guys have all these other
lot of moving parts.
And I'm just like, how do you keep it all together?
Yeah. But that's what's great. We all have our thing, and when we come together to do an event, it's like, it's magic. Amazing. It's magic.
It's like, I'm like, oh my God, like, this is insane. Like, the things that you guys do bring to life. It's just, it is. It's awesome.
It is. So tell me about, I know that I saw that you are creating earrings and jewelry. So, like, take the opportunity. Tell me about that.
Like, I didn't give myself enough things to worry about or spend money on. Let's just say,
this podcast. I said, I'm going to start a podcast. My husband's like, don't you have enough going on? I'm like, yeah, but what's one more thing?
I don't really. So I used to make jewelry. Way back in the day, before I ever even thought about like cakes.
Oh, so this predates the baking.
It does. But I did like a lot of work with beads. Okay. Not so much like the clay. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I think I've always been the type of person that wants to be good at multiple things. Mm-hmm. Like I think I just like doing the same thing day in and day out eventually would get boring to me. Not that I'm bored with cakes by any means. But sure. I just, I like to feel like I can do multiple things. So I don't know. I had a toaster oven, like, cause you need to bake the clay. Okay. Like you do with cake. A lot of clay makers just get like a toaster oven. So I had one of those in my wish list on Amazon. Okay. Just for like, maybe buy it one day. We'll see what happens. And then, my mother-in-law bought it for me for Christmas this past year. So I had it and I was like, well, this is like one of the main components I need. So then I just started buying some clay cutters and clay and just started messing around with it. It's very much like working with fondant a little bit. Okay. You roll it out, you cut it, you can mold it, I haven't gotten that far into it yet, but yeah, you can do a lot of things. It just seems very much like working with fondant. Yeah. So I was like, maybe I'll be good at this.
Are these earrings that you're wearing, did you make those?
I did, yeah.
They're gorgeous.
And this is one of the first pair that I made.
They're so pretty.
But yeah, I've been just dabbling in that when I have free time, which isn't very often. That was kind of like what I wanted it to be. Just like a hobby to just kind of have when I have some downtime. Or if I have like a slow week or, just something else to do.
It makes sense.
To create, make with my hands. I like creating.
It makes you happy.
I used to like chalk paint for a long time too. Okay. I was big into like, chalk painting furniture. I've done several projects in the house. And that, but yeah.
Okay, so I saw that you're selling your jewelry in Marissa's space. Yeah. I was supposed to have Marissa on season 1, and we had a schedule, and then it just kind of like fell through. So I never got the chance to actually like interview her, and I haven't actually worked with her in all of this time. Our paths actually really haven't crossed in that way, but we follow each other and all of that. So I had seen that you were selling in her. So tell me about, how did that come about?
She's just super nice. I mean, I started posting some earrings here and there on like my baking page. Cause at that point I didn't have like a separate page for the earrings. Yeah. And she just like messaged me one day and said like, you're welcome to like sell them in my shop if you want.
Oh, nice.
And she doesn't even take like a
cut or anything. Oh, that's sweet.
So I was just like, well, that's awesome. Yeah. Thank you very much. And like I said, we were in contact before that, like I said, because I had done a few things for her here and there. Yeah. And she lives like in my neighborhood. Oh, okay. Which was funny. Like I didn't find that out until like years later.
That is funny.
But But anyway, she she's super sweet and she's always big into like helping other women
businesses
and local.
That's great.
Supporting local. So that's been nice.
Yeah, and it's nice to have that additional platform that she can like, hey, like, I'm selling these in my shop kind of thing. So it works out for both of you.
Yeah. She'll share like my posts on her stories, and it's nice. I've sold a handful of things. I feel like I made way too many upfront. Like I said, me being me, I'm like thinking I'm gonna sell like 50 pair like the first day ever.
Right,
like,
right.
No, nobody knows me like that. Like they show me as the cake person, not the earring person.
Yeah,
but
and so everyone knows. Why don't you tell us what is the name of that business?
That is Birdsong Clay.
Okay.
It's on Instagram. I believe it's birdsong.clay. It's pretty bad that I don't even know.
That's okay.
But again, this is how terrible I am with social media. And I haven't probably posted on that page in like...
I'll make sure I link it also. I'll put a link to it
again,
on the podcast page.
When I started this, I was just trying to make sure that like I didn't want it to interfere with my cake time or life. This is purely meant to just be a fun hobby, and hopefully I can just make some extra bucks at it.
I'll have to go on. I know that I started following the page. I'll have to go on and I'll have to look because I like the earrings that you're wearing right now. They're really pretty.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, they're gorgeous. So I'll have to check that out and place an order.
So I also have a page for the earrings, and it's like birdsongclay.bigcartel.com.
Okay.
I think I do have some stuff up there now. I have some stuff that I need to add that I haven't finished. Also, like I said, it's just
I know it's
never
right. I know I have a list of things that I've added to my inventory that are not on my website at all, and I've been sitting on it for 6 months. I just looked at the list. I better add these. That's why I always tell people if you're looking for something, I may have it, but adding it's just such a between the social media, the actual job that you're doing, and then adding things to the website and keeping that current. Yeah, it's a struggle.
I hate being on my phone, and that's a problem.
Yeah, that's where it's at. That's the lifeline. Yeah, it really is.
Yes.
Well, that's cool. I love that you're doing that, and I really like the intersection of the baking and the earrings and how that actually does intersect. That's cool.
Yes.
Okay,
that's fun.
Talk to me. Well, I'm gonna have one of these brownies.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Is that okay?
No, absolutely. Please.
Slight pause here. Because they look good. She made brownies. I'm gonna have one. Are you having one?
I'm okay. I have like more at home.
You have more at home
later. I was making them last night at
like
9 o'clock.
So good.
Thank you. Thank you. I love I feel like I've definitely
fudgy.
Perfected my brownie.
They're fudgy.
It's almost
so
like
good.
eating fudge. I know. I love my brownie recipe. I'll probably never change it.
I think this is the best brownie I've ever had.
Oh, well, thank you. I was just thinking, I used to get a lot of, I do offer them, you can add them on to your cake order, or I can also decorate them with cream cheese, buttercream, and like colors, like match your theme. They were super popular for like a while, and I kind of haven't gotten an order for them in a while. And again, it's probably because I just haven't been posting about them. Like,
Nikki, these are like, I'm dead serious. These are amazing.
Well, thank you.
I've never tasted a brownie like this.
Thank you. I can tell you my secret after.
Oh my god! Don't tell me. Don't tell me anything. Keep it. Keep that secret. It's so good.
Thank you.
All right, hold on.
No worries.
Okay.
Take your time.
All right. Anyway, what would be some business tips that you would give women that are starting out in, let's say, the baking business? They want to do what you're doing.
I mean, really, it's just take it day by day. Like, but again, this could be bad advice also. You never know. Like, some people would say, no, you got to plan for the future. You got to think, like, way ahead. But, like, that's me. Like, that's how I get overwhelmed. And then I panic. And I'm like, oh, my God, what am I doing to myself? So for me, I just, like, kind of take it day by day. Like, don't stress yourself out over things. Like, don't worry about what other people are doing. Just focus on what you're doing and figure it out.
Yeah.
Like, I have had a couple people message me and just ask me, like recently someone asked me like how someone that's kind of starting out to like put flowers on a cake.
Yeah.
Like, cause this person wanted like fresh flowers. And she's like, how would you like do it? Like, and how long will they last on a cake?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And so, I mean, I always just try and answer everyone.
Yeah.
And if they have a question, I'll answer them. Like, I'm not the person to try and withhold information from you.
I hear that.
I hate when people do that. Like, I mean, I get it, I guess, sometimes.
Right.
But, like,
there's kind of a line,
like,
right?
it's
Between
not-
gatekeeping
well, yeah.
and then also like helping someone.
yeah.
There are certain things
Yeah.
that I could see you keeping close to the vest.
Like, yeah, like recipes.
Exactly.
And like
But
stuff
a
like that.
particular
but, like,
technique?
If I'm just,
yeah, I could see
someone's
sharing
trying to
that.
learn something,
Yeah.
like, especially if they message you privately,
Right.
like, go on social media, start following people, like, watch, there's a lot of people that offer, that video their process and
but
will offer tips.
do you stop and take stock of where you are? That you started looking at YouTube videos to get to where you are, and now you have people that see your work and they're like, oh my God, that's amazing, and they're reaching out to you.
I actually don't know that I've ever really...
Yeah, you should.
I know, I'm so bad about, like, giving myself credit, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't know why that is.
Yeah,
I think
stop
that-
and like take that in, that now people are asking you for the tips.
Yeah. No,
to help.
it feels good. It does.
Good.
Like I said, it doesn't happen often, but it's happened a few times and it feels good.
Okay, so reaching out to people, taking things a day at a time,
Yes.
right? Like reach out for
and
help, take
yeah,
everything as it comes, and anything else.
You just have to have patience. I mean,
Yeah.
you're not gonna... I'm one of those people that, like, wants to be good at everything the second I started.
Me too.
And that's not the best mind frame to have,
Yeah.
because you can just set yourself up for failure, and then you can lose a little bit of the love, you have for it if you just... Why am I struggling? Like, even now, I still struggle with things. Like, I'm not good at everything on the first try still, even now. But so you just always have to be ready for something to kind of go wrong and pivot. There's things that will go wrong, and you'll have to figure out a new plan.
Yeah.
And then I also think a lot of times, like, we overthink things. Like, this person's going to notice this tiny, like,
And they
imperfection.
don't.
And they never do.
They never do.
They never do.
I know.
So, just things like that. Just breathe and reboot. Just day
I
at a
like
time.
that. Breathe and reboot.
And I always like to say, you can do hard things. Like, that's another thing I like to just kind of tell myself on a regular basis. Like, it's hard. It's going to be hard.
Yeah.
Or else everyone would be doing it.
That's true. All right. So, I'm going to revisit the question that I asked you at the beginning. If you had a signature drink of some sort that you feel embodies just the vibe of who you are, your business, what would that be?
I guess I would say it embodies more of the me vibe, not so much the business, I guess. But I love, like, a good watermelon jalapeno, like, margarita. So it's, like, light and refreshing with watermelon. Then you also get the spiciness from the jalapeno, which I feel like is kind of me. Like, I'm, like, sweet, but also I can be a little spicy, saucy, or quick to anger sometimes. I'm like, just when I'm working by myself, not like, toward other people.
Sure.
To myself. Get angry with myself quickly.
Yeah.
I would probably say that.
Okay. Good choice.
Watermelon jalapeno margarita.
Yeah. All right. So why don't you remind folks how they can get in touch with you?
So I'm on Facebook and Instagram, Cake to Crumb Sweets. And then my website is www.caketocrumbsweets.com.
Okay. And why don't you go ahead and if people wanted to place orders for your earrings, how do they go about doing that?
So there's, that's birdsongclay.bigcartel.com. I have some stuff up there now. I'll hopefully be adding more in the next couple weeks. And then I also have a Facebook page and Instagram for that. It's just Birds on Clay as well.
And they can go in physically, right? Where can they actually go in and buy the earrings?
So the earrings are, yes, in Marissa's store, Cloud9, her Cloud9 event space that's off of Broad Street in Middletown. It's like in that little shopping center kind of right across from the Amish market.
Yeah.
I have some stuff there. I also have a few things at my friend's salon. I just totally forgot about. She's in Clayton, Deanna's salon.
Nice.
She has a few things there as well. She let me drop some stuff off last time I was there.
Okay. Yeah, that's wonderful. All right, so I like to close out the interview with a toast. What should we drink to? I have one little drop left. I'll save it. What do we drink to?
I don't know. I'm bad at toast. I usually always make someone else do that.
So I think we should drink to continued success in our businesses. I think we should drink to continuing to give ourselves grace.
Yes, definitely.
Right?
That's
because this is a hard business, as we've discussed. And I just wish you continued success.
Thank you.
In your business for sure.
Yeah.
So we'll drink to that. I'll lean in. I'm across the table from her.
Thank you. Cheers.